This is for section B of the June 2014 paper. So section A was Spy Kids, this is section B. It says section B, media topic, television and or radio comedy. So we'll be just looking at television comedy. Answer both parts of this question using comedy programs you have studied. And the two we will be studying will be The Big Bang Theory and Modern Family. So by the time you do the exam, all this will be clear anyway. So 4A, explain why two programs were chosen by two different channels. Then explain why each channel chose one time and one day to schedule the program. And this is worth 15 marks. What's worth doing with this question actually is to underline the key words because it's quite confusing on the first read. So exactly what is it asking you to do? Well, it's looking at two programs chosen by two different channels, but what it's asking you to do is explain why each channel chose one time and one day to schedule the program. So they're really asking you for it to do sort of quite a deep analysis here. So I answered the question by, first of all, I wrote down the two shows that I was looking at, so Modern Family and The Big Bang Theory. So for Modern Family, I wrote Modern Family, Sky 1, 8 PM Sundays, because that's when their premiere shows go out. So that's the main target audience, because these TV shows tend to repeat throughout the week anyway. So it makes it that little bit more difficult in terms of discussing scheduling, but we'll discuss that later on in this very video. The Big Bang Theory is shown at 8:30 on E4 on a Thursday. So when we're looking at this question, it really relies on understanding that the day and time of a show's airing depends on one aspect as a whole, and that's the target audience of that show and when they'd be most likely to watch the show. Sky 1, generally regarded as a family channel, goes for a Sunday airing of Modern Family. This is because the one day of the week where whole families are likely to get together, most likely for a Sunday roast. The traditional slot on any other channel would be about 5 or 6 PM, traditionally known as prime time, which is a time where a TV channel is most likely to get whole families watching TV. But The Simpsons, the flagship TV show of the channel, and one that is actually very similar to Modern Family, takes pride of scheduling on this channel and has done so for over 20 years. By contrast, E4 is generally regarded as a channel for teens and university students. The channel focuses on a time when both teens and uni students are most likely to be home when airing The Big Bang Theory, midweek. The overall channel scheduling on E4 literally falls into one of two categories: teen-orientated comedies or teen-orientated dramas. They would be playing at a disadvantage airing on a Friday or Saturday, because these are traditional sitcom air days, because most of their target audience will be most likely be out enjoying themselves with friends at the weekend. There are of course significant overlapping audiences for both these sitcoms. A teen will generally watch The Big Bang Theory on their own or with friends. It is something that specifically targets them whilst excluding more senior members of a family. It does this by focusing entirely on the experience of youth, as seen through the eyes of the young adult main characters, Sheldon, etc. Older characters are generally represented to be ridiculed and seldom feature at all unless a parent of one of the main characters. In conclusion, as we've discovered in this video, TV channels have what we call brand identities. This means they are very clear about the sort of messages and values their audiences want from their TV shows. A teen channel like E4 likes to have its cake and eat it, by going for all the family audience too. They will show programs like The Big Bang Theory at 2 times of the day, something the TV industry calls the watershed. Any program shown before 8 PM requires that any rude humour featured in its content is cut out. This is because a family audience is most likely to feature younger children watching at this time of day. Parents might not mind their teenage children getting the saucy humour of The Big Bang Theory, but they would mind awkward questions being asked from their younger children. This has always been a traditional fear of parents. They're having to explain the adult-orientated world, as represented through TV, to their kids before those kids are ready. And this is precisely why E4 are quite clever with The Big Bang Theory. They target two distinct audiences by varying their content to suit the likely audience tuning in at that particular time of day. They get both the exclusive teen audience as well as their their families, who might be wondering why their children are laughing so hard. They go to investigate and end up being drawn into the show as well. Since the humour is actually quite clever, they too will generally find it funny. Then again, since we all stream and download whatever and whenever we like these days, the whole notion of TV scheduling will one day disappear altogether. So very soon this very exam question will become out of date. And that is why it's so exciting to study the media. Have it!